Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of the TEW 9 Dragon Gate series here on the channel. My goodness, we are back. It is great to say those words again. After our little hiatus to end out the year, we start off this new year with the year 2006. As far as 20 years ago, man, Primal Gate, though. What a show this is gonna be, though. This is gonna be a great start to the year. We will see champion versus champion, our main event, thanks to Masada Yoshino winning the King of Gate. He gets the title matchup. So we will see the Open the Brave Gate champion and the Open the Dream Gate champion battling it out in our main event. We'll talk about the rest of the card here in a bit because we do have a lot of things to talk about with it being the new year. Of course, will mean the Power 500 rankings and seeing how we, as far as stacked up with the rest of the world. And actually, Ryo Saito and Machizuki, 172, 180. Of course, Amazing Red and Kinsuke, obviously Kinsuke working actually All Japan and New Japan, so that's kind of a bit of a cheat, kind of crazy. Went 36 and 35, and a lot of that is because of us. We are definitely his reason why he probably didn't finish as high, since he had a 48 and a 59. But my goodness, though, he's still the goddamn man for us. My God, he was having Triple Crown title matches deal with Kaishu Muto. The Amazing Red at 166 as well, which he's been doing very well for himself in TNA. Good for him. See, it looks like they're running Impact. I'm sure that's great. Working live TV. Oh, wow. He's been working IW Mid-South. Him and Punk. In a lightweight title matchup. And, of course, Jersey All-Pro, which is, I would say, his home promotion, pretty much. Yeah, oh my God. Him and Mike Awesome. What a fucking match that would be. Mike Awesome just throwing him around. But yeah, that as far as Masato Yoshino's 217, Taichi's 219, which is very awesome for him. Shout out to him for having some good matches in All Japan. His best match was almost with us, though. Him and Machizuki at a 75. So that's 76. I wonder what that was. All damn big ass 6-man. Is part of the guild with Mr. X and Shintaro. Interesting run to say the least for him, because boy, we've given him some awful matches, but we've also given him some great matches. He has worked a lot, though, as you can see. Almost 200 fucking matches. What a busy man. Yeah, he's been working 0-1 All Japan, of course, with us. Crazy. Busy guy. Shout out to him. And Ricky Doi, a busy man as well. He's been working DET and Dragon Gate. Of course, with us, he almost made it to the finals, potentially, or even the semifinals, with having the time limit draw with Ibushi, then having the actual matchup at the Legendary Gate, which he did, in fact, win. His best match, of course, was with us at this show, at the Gate of Victory. It's a multi-man matchup, a trios matchup. Fixer and M2K. Good for him. Yeah, Jack Evans getting involved. Thanks to that matchup with Sabu, which that match would be pretty awesome. Nothing was. Oh, no, yeah, another Sabu match. It was him and Sabu just killing it. Wild shit. Those two. Prime Sabu? I mean, listen, still at this time, this is around the time of, obviously, in real life when he's working. He's doing the match with Abyss, the barbed wire match, and of course going and working Cena, and he's working the first one night stand, and then obviously he returns for 2006, and he's still having some fun matches there. Obviously, him and Rey Mysterio, that match is pretty crazy. But yeah, very, very fun stuff, though, to think that Sabu and Jack Evans could have some crazy matches. Jack Evans, again, his tolerance for pain is extremely high for a guy that is not talked about like that. Because, I mean, there was multiple times where it's like, yeah, that guy probably should have died with some of the stuff he did. Shima at 242. He might be, besides Machizuki, yeah, he would be probably the second guy that's just mainly known for Dragon Gate stuff. So that's cool to see somebody that high. Then Horiguchi, who's working Big Japan. It's weird that they showed that off for his little picture, because literally the best match is with us, but also the worst matches with us. So it's a give and take. Yeah, Shogo Takagi, he could thank All Japan for that. We would never give him a match that good, probably. Yujiro, again, he could thank All Japan being involved in that same match. By the looks of it. Oh no, it's just another 70. Shout out to him. Pretty sure. Oh no, yeah, Shogo Takagi. Yeah, he's Jet. Doi. But then yeah, Hayato Junior Vegeta, which for some reason doesn't show a picture, but actual Dragon Gate guy, which is oh no, he had some 0-1 matches. That's right, in the summer. There for a cup of coffee, but man, that's pretty good for a guy that's not even 19. Yeah. Oh no, he just turned 19 by the looks of it. Good on him. Not even 21. Out there having great fucking matches. A lot of it is because of who he's in the ring with, but still. He could be stinging the joint out there, but he's doing well. Hiroshima, which, boy, he's another guy that's been quite busy. He's actually lost more than he's won. Surprisingly, has not had that phenomenal match with us. Against Crazy Christian was a part of DDT. He's now left them, but it's just wild that he had a cup of coffee in DDT here in the state. Yeah, Kota Ibushi, of course, who I think it was his full year was with us. So yeah, another. Oh no, oh no, okay. I thought I saw DDT, but yeah, it's just Dragon Gate with his shortened acronym. But yes, the Gate of Victory show had his best match again. That trios match. Kudo, of course, working DDT still. Kagutora, who yeah, pretty much a Dragon Gate guy the whole way too, which is getting pretty crazy. Of course, we're spending a lot of money on his contract, though. So it's probably not really worth it for him to be ranked that high. Daniel Mishima at 333. That's pretty crazy for a comedy guy to be ranked that high. He's ahead of Milano, which pains my soul. But as far as Milano, I would hope he would be a little higher. But he can't get better. I don't know what it is. He's just not improving as much as I thought he would. It's been pretty sad. Taiji Shimori at 364, which he's done again pretty well for himself, just being a part of Dragon Gate for us. Average rating of 50, right in the middle of the road. Yeah, Don Fuji. I forgot he's also working Big Japan. So yeah, he's splitting times there. Didn't work a whole lot though, because I think he did get injured. Yeah, I want to say July. It's out for a couple of months. Shingo, which he's improving a little bit, but it's not too crazy. But he's jumped up just from last year, so he's improving. Alex Shelley also jumping up, which he's going to have a big year. Especially, I mean, that's crazy. Him and AJ Styles having a great match like that at Border City Wrestling. Shuji Kondo at 403, which it's kind of crazy. He actually fell back a little bit, mainly because of some of these matches with the Florida brothers. Yuki Tanasaki, who had an 8, which is crazy. He even ranked that high. Yeah, that was Sakiko Machine and him. Awful stuff. The Maximos, of course, 423, 424. They were not ranked last year, so that's good on them. Roderick Strong, he dropped down a little bit, but I think he's also going to be a guy to get some love here. The independent wrestling show he did in South Dakota kind of fucked him there by the looks of it, because he had 20. Crazy. And the Briscoes, Mark actually ranked higher, even though we had an indie show. Oh, both of them did at Idaho. It's also crazy that I'm pretty sure that's over in Germany. Yeah, it's German Stampede Wrestling. That's kind of crazy. That's his best match. Was a German Stampede Wrestling show matchup. April 2005. Let's take a look. Who's in that match, I wonder. All Scott Steiner, Midian and Raven, and Steve Carino. That's pretty crazy. Of a, oh yeah, that's kind of crazy. Get to be Midian too. I guess they didn't copyright it. Raven, Scott Steiner, Steve Carino. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Dre Bisco was also the worst guy in that match in the year 2006. It's kind of crazy. Dragon Kid, even though he was out for literally almost the whole year, that 1 month of shows, enough to get him ranked. thanks to a 0-1, even though 0-1 was the reason why he was out for a year. Not a whole lot of talent for us, unfortunately. But a majority, well, maybe not a majority. The better half, I would say, of the roster making the rankings. But for the year, I felt we did pretty well compared to where we were. Actually, yeah, last year was pretty much the same, so never mind. We increased a little bit. We added the Maximos pretty much by the looks of it. My goodness, though. My goodness. We actually hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, because 2004 technically didn't it didn't fully count since it started halfway through it, or not even halfway through it. First show I think was August. Oh, it was July. Okay, so yeah, it was around the halfway point. Yeah, but obviously 2005, our first full year. We're feeling pretty good. We're making money. Not a whole lot, but we're floating. We've had to sign more exclusive deals because my goodness, I mean they are just on our necks. Noah and New Japan and All Japan. I mean they're trying to sign everybody that we have. So another huge contract we've had to sign. Obviously the Mochizuki contract has been crazy, but it's kind of been working out for us. The Kagetora one has not worked out. The Iwasa contract, I'm gonna tell you that right now, is not gonna work out. Kondo's really hasn't worked out either. Neither is Shingo's, but Shingo's is kind of more of a long-term investment, hence why it's expires in 2011. Milano's is kind of crazy. The fact that it's not going to expire until 2014, but we love him to death, so it's not the end of the world. But I think what we probably should have done for a lot of these guys is done maybe a per show deal instead, while keeping it exclusive. That probably would have helped us out tremendously, but we did not. But boy, we're still just floating on by. We're either gonna make a little bit of money or lose a little bit of money, which is fine by me. That's gonna keep us afloat. We're not gonna make a shit ton, but we're gonna stay alive, and that's the main thing here. As for Primal Gate, though, this show, speaking of alive, we will in fact be doing a Dead or Alive cage match. It's a little different than what the real life Dead or Alive cage match is, because that is a multi-man match. This is traditional war games kind of rules. However, not only is there stipulations, there's implications for everybody. So basically, the Dead or Alive cage match. This Dead or Alive cage match, the first one we're gonna do. I guess we could have called the Primal Gate match, but I like keeping the Dead or Alive cage match name. So the Dead or Alive gimmick for this series. It's going to be two teams. Both teams have to wager something. For this match, it will be the Florida Express, which will be, of course, Kensuke with Mishima and Iwasa with also Johnson, Florida, taking on the Do Fixer team of the Triangle Champs, which is, of course, Shinki Oraguchi, Ryo Saito, Kotobushi with Akira Hokuto, and they are wagering their championships while the Florida Express, they are wagering the unit. If they lose, they must disband, and if the Do Fixer team loses, they must drop the belts to the Florida Express. But not only that, not only that, each person has a personal wager. Of course, for the champions, they will be also wagering their hair for not Machizuki, for Jinki Oraguchi. He is wagering that he must be leaving Do Fixer and joining the Florida Express, since obviously he's got no hair to wager. Which for Akira Hokuto, she is also the fourth member of that team, and for her, she's wagering her hair. My goodness. That's how much she wants Kinsuke to leave the Florida Express. She is going to wager those beautiful long locks of hers. Unreal. Unreal. And for the other side, for Kensuke, it is to immediately upon leaving the Florida Express, obviously, if they lose, if he is the one to surrender, he must undergo his hair dye back to his normal hair color. For Mishima, Iniwasa, they'll be wagering their hair. And for Johnson, Florida, wagering his mask. So everybody's got something on the line, let alone the group itself. Sure, the traditional wrestling sense would be you don't want to put, the hat on a hat on a hat. But my goodness, this is the type of shit Dragon Gate loves to do. And I love it. I think it's a fun idea to do something like this. And to have a match like a War Games, where not only is there a major wager at stake for both groups, but each person, there's a little bit more incentive to not want to be the one to surrender. You're giving up a piece of hair, or not pieces of hair. You're giving up hair. You're giving up a mask. You're giving up a lifestyle for Kinsuke and for the champs, of course, belts. So everybody's got something. And for, as far as Jin Kiraguchi, giving up being a part of Do Fixer, having to be a part of the Florida Express. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff there. Part of that Dead or Alive cage match. But that's not the co-main event, because we're putting a little buffer match in between. Because basically with the two cage matches as well. Double cage matches. Champion versus champion cage match with Masato Yoshino. Of course, the Open the Brave Gate champion and the winner of the first King of Gate taking on the Dream Gate champion in Machizuki, the champion for a year now, who has been sensational. Will he keep that run going through 2006, or will this be the time he loses his championship to another champion as well? Fascinating stuff, especially for Masato Yoshino. Could be the first guy to hold both those championships at the same time, let alone just in general. But to do it while holding both belts simultaneously, pretty crazy, if that is the case, especially with the impending Open the Brave Gate round robin tournament coming up in the next show. As far as for the next month, that whole tour, of course, will be the tournament. As for the co-main, now, Stock Ichikawa Milano Collection 18. Basically, we're going to be seeing this build throughout the tour. It's going to start with the new year with Stock Ichikawa debuting a new look, wanting to be a part of the collection of perfection. He kind of gets rid of the devil outfit. It's a more stylized look. It's a more club look, if you want to go off of like that. And he's trying to be a part of the collection of perfection. We'll see how that venture goes throughout the tour, but it's mainly going to be the main story of what we're building throughout the tour, just to kind of do something for the TV crowd and whatnot. Aigon Lisu and the Spanish Assault team. So this is going to be the Briscoes with Shuji Kondo taking on Amazing Red and, of course, the Maximos, Joel and Jose. Very fun match here. Big time matchup in that regard. And our mystery matchup there, as far as our tag match, we are seeing Shima and Shingo Takagi taking on Naruki Doi and a mystery man. This person will be joining M2K. We will see who that is on the Primal Gate show. In our opening contest, Alex Shelley and Jack Evans taking on Tai Chi and BB Hawk. We're seeing how Shelley and Jack can do as a team, besides Roddy and Jack obviously being the traditional team for Generation Next. Seeing how they can do as a team to kind of do some more undercard stuff with them. But yes, 6 matches on the card, but a lot of major implications. Technically, 2 title matches on the card with that Dead or Alive cage match, depending on who loses. Titles might change hands. But of course, the major one being our main event. As, our tour dates, I believe it's 5, and then the final show, for 6, Just wanted to double check. Morale-wise, it's a little bit of a mess, but we're going to get through it. Hopefully, slowly but surely. As, for giving the night off. We're just gonna skip that. The Osaka Bayside venue here in Osaka. Not sure if we're gonna run that, but 600 people's not great. I will say that. Let's go ahead and just shorten that down to about 800. See if that helps us out a little bit. Kushimoto Gymnasium would be 650. That's gonna be a sellout. Might as well kick off the new year. At least the economy's rising, but the wrestling industry's still falling. Not looking great. Hey, the basic safety training drills for people doing very well. We're good to go. Hey, new year. See how the first show goes. So for the beginning of the, I guess, taping here, for lack of better words, I should have just said tour instead of the taping, we're going to show off the New Year TV intro. So a new year, which means, showing off all the groups going into the year 2006 that we see on the Dragon Gate Infinity TV intro, showing, as far as we used the real life one in our first booking episode, because I guess that'd be episode 2. But obviously now we're so far ahead that it would make no sense to keep doing it, since obviously so much has changed. But it was fun to do that. It's fun to kind of also give the newer fan maybe that is still not really fully locked in. Hey, this is what the groups are all looking like and whatnot. So it's nice to update those every chance we get. The opening matchup, we are gonna go with. So that's a good question. I think we are gonna just go right off of the new look for Ichikawa. So he debuts his new look. Instead of the red and the black, it's more of a gold in black. It's he's got it all fucking glittered up. He's looking like a whole new man. He looks like he's basically matching Sakihiko Machine, honestly. Taichi's gonna beat Saki Ichikawa here, though, so it's not gonna matter. As far as if that's gonna change his fortune or not in the new year, it will not. Or Ichikao. I guess I forgot the A. For some reason. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we put that there. Swap that. Perfect. So that's the opening program. We'll get the angles out of the way. Then, the two men that missed a whole year battling it out against each other to kick off the new year. Hopefully a better year for both these men, Dragon Kid and Katsuhiko Nakajima's. Dragon Kid's going to beat him in 8 minutes, because of course Dragon Kid's going to be the better of the two. Then we'll go to probably this Jin Next Collection of Perfection matchup, which Zero getting the win for the Collection of Perfection over Roderick Strong. So Jin Next taking a loss. This is going to be an upset for sure with how that's going to go. And then we're going to go with Don Fuji and Kagatora versus Aigan Lisu, Shuji Kondo, and Shogo Takagi, which Kagatora is going to get the win there in 6 minutes. Oh, Don Fuji can't work. Is he working Big Japan? Oh no, he's still injured. Oh my god. Thought he was healed up. He is not. That's, we might have to circle back on that, because I believe, yeah, we're seeing Masato Yoshino and Shingo in this match, which is going to be set for Steal the Show, and Shingo is going to beat Hayata Jr. Fujita, so of course building to the Yoshihino Machizuki matchup there. Yeah, we can use Shima. That will work for us. Yes. Still good there. We'll change that. Yep. Yagi, obviously Shima can't be the agent for this one. Perfect. I just want to double check. Yeah, I want to make sure this is at least the best match it can be, since it's the main. Everything else could be whatever, as far as we could have Shima work as an agent, just again to get that experience up as quickly as we can. Try to use that to our advantage. Perfect. Oh, didn't mean to click that, meant to click the angle. Yep, Pokoto's doing that one, and then have Pokoto do that as well. Perfect. Alright, so 52 minutes. Good bit of time there. We're not going to be penalized either, so that's good. 7 segments, too, so that's pretty solid. Of course, our 5 matches that we always do. Yeah, we're good to go, I think. Let's run it. Yeah, 32 for the TV intro, of course, showing off all of the groups, and we kind of used the one person for everybody, and then a couple of people. For Do Fixer, we used Saito and Jinky, but obviously Shima, Jack, Machizuki, Yoshihino. We probably should have used Shima in there as well, but that's alright. And Amazing Red. Oh, we didn't use Aigon Lisu. That's the one group we didn't use. We should have used Kondo. But we did have a lot of people, so we might have been capped. Yep, and then Saki Chikawa's new look, getting a 29. We see the match, which Yeshima again, the agent, not great, but we have a plan. The backdrop of perfection for Taichi as he beats Saki Chikawa. Yeah, I mean, for the comedy matchup, Taichi, best guy in the match. Good shit. Yujiro doing some good work in ringside, too. Not bad. Oh boy, yeah, this matchup. Katsuhiko Nakajima still rusty, but Dragon Kid. He was off his game, but he still gets the one with the Ultra Hurricane Rana. Of course, that Springboard Rana. Great shit. Or you could do it from the top rope. Either way. I guess I'm assuming it's from the top rope since it doesn't say Springboard. Ultra Hurricane Rana. But yes, Dragon Kid gets the win. In a 39. A 54. There we go. We get it back on track. Collection of Perfection. Jin next here. Good little matchup. I mean, Zero with a 51. Not bad. Of course, Jack Evans, best guy in the match. As the countdown to 0 for 0 over Roderick Strong, who was not the worst guy for Jin next. It was Alex Shelley. Surprisingly enough. Obviously an upset, but at least 0 outperformed Roddy, so at least that made sense. And a 56 for Shima and Kagatora versus Shogo and Shuji Kondo. Damn, we had Shuji Kondo lose. I guess we should have picked a loser, so it was not him. But Kagatora gets it done in about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. He, my goodness, what a win. He was clearly the weak link. Again, pretty brutal stuff for a guy we're paying that much money for. But our main event gets 67. And it was the Steal the Show matchup as the last Falcon for Shingo Takagi over Hayato Jr. Fujita. Even though he got outperformed by the 19-year-old, but still, a good performance, obviously, from our champions. Got the crowd buzzing, so it did its job. But yeah, the crowd, it took them a while. We gave them a whole lot of shit there in the beginning, but at least it grew gradually over the show, so at least we have that going for us. But yeah, 60 not going to change any pop, obviously, for these TV shows. We're making money, though, off the ticket sales. So at least we have that going for us. In our first show of the year in the books. It's on to day 2 of the Primal Gate Tour. Alright, so we are in Tokyo for this show. Or actually, it might not officially be Tokyo, but it is in Kanto, as far as it is the Theater 1010 for this day 2 tour date. We are very fortunate, though, as the pre-show drills were successful. But Ryo Saito got hurt on a DDT show, because of course he did. He has a stinger, out for about a week. Luckily, he's not booked on this day or the next day, so he should be ready to go by the time he comes back for day 4, which is huge, which is absolutely huge. So this show, the big thing we're going to have for the angle is this TV skit. Now, this TV skit is basically having a mockumentary type of thing for a little bit with Saki Chikawa, where he is wanting to be a part of Collection of Perfection so badly. That is why he's had this new look. He is wanting to be a part of this. He feels he belongs. It's a group that he's seen a lot of groups come and go, but this is the one group where he's like, this is mine. It's what I need to do. So if he wants to be a part of it, he's got to look the part. He's got to act the part. So we see kind of a mockumentary style of them following him around, having him try on clothes and shit, have him like in the mirror, like, hyping himself up, thinking that, he's shooting a music video, pantomiming that, and, kind of mimicking what Tai Chi does with his entrance, and doing everything he can to be a part of this. And finally, he sees a flyer where it says, the collection of perfection will be at this club on at this date and this hour, and he says, "Fuck it, it's now or never," right? So he is all dressed up to the nines, right, as far as he's ready to go. He gets there and they see him and they're like, fucking, I guess they were expecting him to wear his gear or something, so he's not. He's in this club gear, but he still has the makeup on. He still has his black eyes and the dark lip. So they see it's him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" We didn't know you were gonna be here. And he's like, "I'm trying to be trying to do what you guys do, trying to be a part of this." And he asks if there's a spot open for the collection of perfection, if there's anything he can do, and he doesn't even get to Milano. He gets to Tai Chi, and Tai Chi just kind of big leagues him. Is like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it once we get back. But let's say, right now we're here to party. Let's party, and that's the end. So it's left open ended, is what that skit is meant for. It's open ended. We're seeing the transformation in front of our own eyes. With the man that is Saki Chikawa. Now, he does cost inadvertently. He does cost Saki Mashida's partner twice. He accidentally hits him during the match, but Saki Machine is able to recover. But then the other time, it's more of a distraction where Saki Chikara throws the fucking trident at him. Saki Machine catches it, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" Like this is clearly not gonna work, and it ends up leading to Tozawa getting a win, even though he is not sued for comedy matches, which is extremely tough. But yeah, obviously just a funny way to open up the show. And we got Shuji Kondo and Shogo Takagi versus Jin next. Roddy's gonna beat, or Roddy's gonna lose rather again. This time he's gonna lose to Shuji Kondo. Since Shuji Kondo inadvertently lost the previous taping. Again, I don't know why I keep on calling that taping a tour. Previous tour date. So yeah, that's our 1-2 for the show. Well, then we'll probably go with Ibushi and Jinky Orguchi versus the Florida Brothers. Another comedy match here. Obviously, with the Florida Brothers, you always know there's going to be shenanigans, and they do in fact get the win this time with the old chair spot put over their head, costing Ibushi the matchup. Which again, it's weird that he's not a great comedy guy, but again, he also is pretty lifeless with his comedy stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of a brilliant guy for that, to have him be so serious with the shenanigans that are being involved in that match. Blood Generation, though, versus the Spanish Assault Team, which, yes, this again, Don Fuji not ready to compete, so we will be using Shima again in this matchup. And, yeah, we'll have Shima get the win, too. Over the SATs, who have done very well for themselves. But yeah, Shima getting it done there. And then Machizuki. Ooh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I see our dilemma here. Oof. We should, let's see. Let's use the Collection of Perfection. I think that's kind of our only option, really. I guess we could use. Yeah, because Sayato's out. We'd only have Dragon Kid, basically. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to probably do that, because obviously Kakatora and Shinko, there's not enough bodies. Yes, so we would go with Milano, Daichi, and we'll go Yujiro. There we go. And we're still gonna have the SATs lose. We're just gonna have Milano get a win. Except for Steal the Show, though, is gonna be a little dicey. We should probably still have this be the Steal the Show. But at the same time, we're giving it 20. So I do like that. And Shima's going to beat Naruki Doi. So a win for Blood Generation here. Another win. for Blood Generation 2. And what's going to be huge is on, I believe it's day 4. Might even be day 5. I'm pretty sure it's day 4. It's going to be a number 1 contendership matchup. Basically, whoever wins this match, which is going to be Saito versus Shima, since those two, as far as to recap last year, to remind everybody, Saito obviously came up in the finals, lost, but he had a bye, of course, and it came down to Masato Yoshino and Shima in the semifinals. Why not? Have the two guys that basically finished technically second and third of the King of Gate battle it out to see who's going to be the first person that gets a title shot, that earns a title shot in the year 2006, I should say, with those two. And the winner of that match will basically get the Rainbow Gate title match, since obviously Open the Brave Gate tournament will be taking up the major part of that tour. But yeah, we're good to go now, I believe, on the show. Yep, not going to be penalized. Obviously, it's because of this, so we're good to go there. We'll just double check in case not. Oh, Milano's used too much. That's kind of crazy. But oh yeah, we should take a look here. Let's use Shima as much as we can here. And we'll probably have him be this one too. There we go. And then we'll just use Hokuto. That way we don't have to use... Well, Kinsuke's already here, so yeah. We won't use Hokuto. That way we don't have to spend as much money as we need to. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So day 2. You're at the Theater 1010. Obviously Milano... The gimmick's getting stale, which is not great. And he also was terrible with them not going, going without a script, which is crazy. Saki Chikawa was great, though. God bless him. He's making it work. Making it work. Whoof. 13. Yeah, the comedy matches we usually have with Tozawa usually do not work out. Clearly doesn't work here as well. But what we see, Tozawa get the win in around 4 minutes. I like the drop kick to the back of the head as the finish for Tozawa, but we're gonna start to use Tozawa more and have him implement more I think Young Lion stuff now. It'd be time. It's time for him to just really get going. He's still not maybe ready though, but this was a comedy match, so don't wanna hold that against him. Shuji Kondo and Shogo Takagi beating Roderick Strong and Jack Evans. Of course, the Gen X team was better, but at least Roddy losing it helps out Lisu. Yeah, that goes 9 minutes. 9 minutes 44 seconds to be exact. Shuji Kondo with the King Kong Lariat over Roddy, and it got the crowd hotter. So, good shit there. 35 immediately, but cool it down with the comedy match. As, Bushi gets DQ'd. The old chair spot. Which again, it's mainly his gimmick. It's not him, I should say, for why his comedy stuff kind of gets nicked. But he still does well. He still was better than Iwasa. And Jinki Oraguchi with a 52. Overall, of course, one of our better comedy guys. Maybe the best comedy guy we have. The Collection of Perfection versus the SATs. Oh, the SAT, rather, as far as Milano Collection AT submitting Jose Maximo with the AT lock. Taichi and Yujiro off their games. So that was awful for them needing to steal the show match. Amazing Red doing the heavy lifting of that matchup. Getting the win with the AT lock, though, is Milano and the Collection of Perfection get a win. A major win, because the SAT team has been very, very good. A hell of a matchup here for our main event, though. Again, anytime we put those 4 in the main event, it's going to work out, even though Doi at a 48. Everybody else, though, mid-60s. Great shit. White hot crowd. Good shit. The 700 people at the at the theater here at Theater 1010. They got a hell of a show. At least for that main event. 58 though, a little bit low, mainly because of that opening match. We'll have that. we'll have that. I guess we could have went away with the comedy match since we already had one, but doubled up on the comedy, and obviously it was the worst part of the show. Not great. But again, we're making 12K per show off ticket sales, so that's nice. And we keep it rolling. On to day 3 we go. Almost at the halfway point of the tour already. Alrighty, for day 3, we are in, as far as Fukuoka, as far as we are at a club in Fukuoka, but, as far as basic and safety training drills have been done, but we have a bit of an announcement as far as we have a loss of a person on the roster. Hayato Jr. Fujita leaving us. Noah wants him for 5K a month. Why not mention that? Ain't no way. Um, Mainly because Pro Wrestling Noah, they've also, because of them signing so many people and being crazy with their money, they're about to run out of business. They actually have they almost have less money than we do. They are about 20,000 more than us right now, but this is pretty interesting because his contract's gonna expire in a year, but I don't think they're gonna make it that long, honestly, which is crazy. But I can't help it, man. The AI in this, I mean, they just are dumb. They are so dumb. And my goodness, though, how aggressive this AI has been in this save has been crazy. But Alex Shelley and Matsuzuki, to get back to this, they do have a blazing argument backstage outside the venue, or backstage, just outside the venue. So up, and then there's a beat between Ishimori and Hokuto. Can't be doing that. Oh, and Shingo has an idea for an angle. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, he had a Junior Vegeta leaving us. Pretty tough. And for the big angle tonight, it is a tag match between Sakiko Machine and Stalker Ichikawa. And we're going to see him turn on Sakiko Machine to prove his allegiance. Now, what's funny about this is it does not go well. After the turn, Sakiko Machine left laying. And they, as far as for them, with Milano and BB Hulk, Milano looks at him and just goes, "Yeah, we're full, man. We don't really have any room right now. But hey, get back to us. Get back to us." They basically, again, he big leagues him after he just showed his allegiance in a major way, turning on his partner, leaving him laying for the victory for the Collection of Perfection, and it's still not enough for Stalky Chikawa. So for the rest of the show, so for Gen X, the Collection of Perfection, this trios matchup, which we didn't pick a winner, we're definitely going to pick one now, as obviously with the way they've been losing this tour, Gen X is going to get a win, as Kudo's going to lose to Jack Evans. It's a good one for them. We've split the Briscoes and Maximos instead of having a tag match, and because also we're doing them and Shuji Kado and Amazing Red on the final date, might as well do 3 singles matches. So, a lot of singles matches on this card, with the main event being this one, though, Amazing Red and Shuji Kondo, which Amazing Red is going to beat Shuji Kondo. A very fun match, though, mainly for how this is going to play out, I think. Mainly because those matches, it reminds me of the Shuji Kondo Dragon Kid matches, how it's going to be put together. So that should be interesting. Obviously, we're going to have a split here. So Joel's going to beat Mark, which will mean Jay's going to beat Jose. That way we're dead even going into the final match. Just for the sake of it not being so many singles matches back to back to back, we'll split it up like this. I think this match will be better, Jay and Jose, but we'll see. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. It's all about really, again, building this Ichikawa trying to be a part of the Collection of Perfection, and it just not working out for him. But we'll see. We'll see. As far as maybe they'll think about it, right? We still got a couple more days left of the tour. So anything is possible. So 34 for the opening match, which of course sees the turn. And Call it a terrible match, but Milano was the best guy in the match, which is still probably not great. We were a little under capacity. We should have had 600, but we only got 580, so that's not great. Not great at all. And of course, the angle itself, which, not good on him. Yeah, Taichi was at ringside, and he's kind of the guy that him and Milano, they're talking, being like, should we do it? Should we not do it? And they're just finally like, yeah, we're pretty full right now. This poor Stalker Chikawa is he feels like he's probably getting dragged along. The audience can sense it, but he is just gung ho about being a part of the collection of perfection. Oh, Joel, yeah, does in fact outperform him pretty handily too. Beats Mark Briscoe at the Maximo Explosion in 7 minutes. Which is weird because I could not even tell you the last time I saw a SAT single match. You know, as far as whether it be Joel or Jose. I'm assuming they could still work all right for a single, but obviously the Briscoes would be the better single performers. Jay Briscoe gets in with the Jay Driller in 8 minutes here. So the Gaijins, though, having a good little showing on the tour with how well they've done. And we see a win here for Jack. So he gets one with the corkscrew moonsault over Kudo, and he's the best guy in the match. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, the collection of perfection coming back out here. Taichi doesn't get the win for his group, neither does Zero, but it's a good match, though. Good match nonetheless. Got the crowd buzzing. And a 60 for our main event. The Amazing Red gets it done with the code Red in 15:34. Again, the showcasing of the Gaijin talent coming over pretty well, especially that performance from Amazing Red. Tremendous stuff. They are slightly overused in the main event, mainly because they're not really used to being main eventers, but obviously Red, his talent level, he belongs there. Shuji Kondo, unfortunately, maybe not, but as far as the show itself, we still made 10 grand. Yeah, we're making $1,000 pretty much a show off merch too, which is kind of crazy. A lot of people are buying merch if that's the case. If we're making $1,000 and only 700 people, well, not even 700 people, that was 580. That's crazy. That's a lot of people spending money on merch. So that's a good sign. As yeah, now we go to our almost our final day here. We're at the tail end of the tour. On to day 4, we go. As for day 4, we are at the as far as the Macau Gymnasium in Toku, as far as that region of Japan. Nurkadora clearly unhappy with Akira Hokuto again, who's the morale officer, who's just trying to get everybody together, morale-wise, and it's not going well with some of the more bad apples of the team. My goodness, though, this again. So this is the collection of perfection, rather. So this TV promo, it's more of a montage with Milano talking, sitting down with the TV crew, talking about what's been going on with Saki Chikawa. This man that has just been so gung-ho about wanting to be a part of it. And he's talking about what it means to be a part of this. So you have to have a certain, je ne sais quoi about you. You have to be, the camera's got to love you. You got to have the moves, and it's showing off what Tai Chi and Yujiro and BB Hulk and what those guys have to go through. And, maybe having a cut of them practicing like they are like a boy band or something where they're doing a routine and shit. And, it's talking to agents. It's going at a drop of a hat to Paris, to Milan, to New York City, to anywhere in the world where the fashion capitals of the world are, where music videos are being held, all the shit that they're pumping up that this group is. That the collection of perfection. It's not just this collection of talent. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being. And we're just full right now. But he says, you know what? If he really wants to impress me at Primal Gate, me and him will get in the ring. If he beats me, he's it. There we go. That is why that match takes place. We will finally get his answer. Will Starkey Chikau, he finally gets his shot, his opportunity. Will he drop it? Or will he shock the world and succeed and be a part of the collection of perfection? We shall see. 5 minutes, though, might be a little too long for that. We might cut it down to 3 or 4, but 5's pretty steep. But there's a lot of moving parts with that. It's kind of why we want to give it 5 minutes. So we're going to see Shelly and Roddy in singles competition tonight. They're going to take on Zero and Kudo, which you can guess. It's going to be another split here. So Roddy and Zero. Zero's going to win that match. Which that's going to be a pretty fun match. And then Shelly and Kudo, which Alex Shelley will be winning that match. And that will go 8 minutes. In 2K, in Blood Generation here, obviously, now that we know that Hayata Jr. Fujita's leaving, he was obviously going to take the loss. So Shingo's going to beat him in 12 minutes. Oh, Shima said it's the agent. Let that be Hokuto. The Florida brothers, Mishima and as far as Iwai. Again, so now we're going to see Mishima get the win. This time over Dragon Kid, doing the same shenanigans. It's tough because Iwasa probably could use a win. We could also, I like the idea of maybe Ibushi. Yeah, let's actually do that. So Ibushi sees what they're about to do to Dragon Kid, and he's not going to let him in Dragon Kid. He's not going to let him fall for the same trap. So he comes in and, kicks the chair into the face of, or maybe not the face, or maybe just, flips it up, takes it out of his hands, throws it at him. Dragon Kid drop kicks it. Out goes, Florida brother, they get out of it, and they end up getting into as far as Ibushi ends up getting, becoming the legal man eventually later on, like a minute or so after that whole spot happens. And they get the job done with their finish, but we'll have it be clean. That way, it's a little bit more of a match and not so much of a comedy match. So we probably shouldn't have it be set as that. But the SAT and Briscoe brothers match is very fun. It being a Steal the Show match is kind of crazy though, so we'll cut that back down to just normal. And we're gonna give it a little bit more time too. But Mark Briscoe gonna beat Joel Maximo. That one's kind of crazy. I know Joel just beat him, so it's a nice little win back for the Briscoes. But we saw how much better he was. Probably be a little crazy to do. But yeah, well, we obviously know that's going to be the main. We'll probably here and then put that in the middle. There we go. Like that again. No back-to-back singles matches. It kind of flows together nicely. Yeah, we could cut some time off one of these matches. I think we're going to cut off time of that. Make that 5. And make this 4. Yeah. Actually, no, we'll keep it a 5. Never mind. Change my mind. Let's see. Yeah, Shima's the agent for that. CV. It's probably not going to be Shima. Yeah, it's Kinsuke. But again, get Shima as an agent as much as we can. Okuto's that one. That one. And that one too, my goodness, yeah. Is she the agent for that one too? Yes, she is. Jesus Christ. Busy lady on this show here for day 4. And as far as for this tour date, I think it's going to go over pretty well. I think we had a hell of a main event. I think Zero's going to do great. That tag match should do pretty well with SAT and the Briscoe brothers. My goodness. At least Milano did well with improvising. Taichi, though. Taichi Ishikari, rather. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Taichi Ishikawa. Taichi, he kind of struggled a little bit without a script, so that's tough. Yeah, I mean, again, it's mainly just get Shima more experience. Boy, did that comedy match that did not go over well at all. Mishima and Iwasa, they at least tried to have a good comedy match with him. Even then, Dragon Kid outperformed Iwasa and Kota Ibushi just a couple of steps behind those guys with the Golden Star Press. For Ibushi gets it done in just under 5 minutes. And a 42 for Shelly and Kudo. Alex Shelley with the Shell Shock in 8 minutes. Good stuff. And a 46 for the tag match with the Briscoe brothers in the SAT team. Yeah, again, they were way better than the Briscoes. Springboard Doomsday, though. I love the finish. Cool with them winning, even though they were clearly outperformed. Nice little win back, and it gets them credibility. 2-0, beating Roddy with the countdown to 0. 10-18, a fun little steal the show matchup. In our main event, then, is this multi-man matchup that goes about 12 minutes. We didn't want to give them a steal the show matchup that way, because we have a lot of important players in that match. We don't want anyone getting hurt. Boy, Shingo off his game. He gets a 29. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, obviously beating Hayato Jr. Fujita. He gets the one with the pumping bomber. 500 people, though. A sellout crowd for the Makawa Gymnasium. Again, we're still making so much money off merch. That's crazy. That's so much money. Literally doubled the amount of people there. As far as someone, that's wild. Absolutely wild. But hey, good on them. Good on them. It basically covers the show cost, and the broadcast revenue basically covers the workers' pay and the marketing. So we basically just get to pocket the ticket sales and like an extra $500. Good shit there in Muda. At a boy during the not so great times for old Kaiju Muda. But man, thank God for WCW though, because he just reinvents himself and goes on an incredible run. Thanks to how shitty WCW was. If you want to look at it like that. No way Barnett stays. Gotta be leaving. I'm just curious. Oh, yeah. He's gonna stay. Insane. Insane. We're not kidding. When we talk about the situation with Ross and Noah, yeah, they're $350,000. They're already down 120 on the month. They've dropped basically pretty much since last year. They've only had 4 positive months. Yeah, I mean it's not gonna happen. And they're spending more and more money. Back then it was $250. Now it's around $450, $350 at times. Yeah, I mean they're not gonna make any money. It's over for them. I know they're spending they're just from Masao and Kobashi. That's $150,000. That's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And Barnett, I mean, Barnett's deal is gonna still be about 15,000, or yeah, 15,000 a month. Oh, I clicked on Jun Akiyama. There we go. There's Barnett. Yeah, well, 13.9. So yeah, we'll round up to 14. Crazy, crazy. But hey, if they want to run out of business, we'll let them. We're not gonna get in their way. So yeah, day 5, it will see the number 1 contendership matchup as the main event between Ryo Saito and Shima. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, so for the final tour date, we are in the Kawagashi Center in Kanto, Japan, as we do have a backstage incident, as there's a small backstage clash with Mishima and Akira Hokuto, thanks to her being the morale officer, so that's great. More heat on her, like she needs it. As for, of course, the main event, Saito and Shima, which Shima will win. These two, they had a singles match for the Open the Dreamgate Championship back in September of 2004. That was their last singles match against each other. Obviously, now Shima being 2-0 against them, that's huge, but also, of course, him getting the future title shot. And for him, we're going to see him have a post-match promo saying no matter who wins, if it is Mochizuki, he's been waiting a whole year for his chance at revenge and redemption. It would be fitting. Or, if it does in fact be Masato Yoshihino, he will be the one to beat him, and it's going to be a short reign for him. No matter if he's a part of Blood Generation, he wants his championship back, and he says, "Hey, don't worry about it." And I'm glad that That was weird that it brought that up. But yeah, post match promo for Shima. As yeah, this is mainly that say, hey, you already have the Open the Brave Gate Championship. If you win the Dream Gate, you're keeping it warm for me. So a little bit of poking at everybody that's potentially going to be the champion. So it gives him credibility and it lets him look good in the end. And also, we're going to see Sakahika Machine and Yujiro, which we should probably have this be the comedy match, if I had to guess. But yeah, Yujiro's going to get the win 3 minutes. I just want to double check and make sure. Because, yeah, this match they could probably have. So, to see if he has what it takes before we even get to the match, he's going to team up with him. How about that? Ichikawa Milano teaming up with Stalker Ichikawa to take on the Florida Express, but it does not go his way. They immediately turn on him. Oh, man. Tough. And Johnson Florida pins him, which obviously we have to change to get him back in the Johnson Florida gear. And for Milano, saying, you dumb son of a bitch. You thought you could get a chance to join the Collection of Perfection. Not so fast. Not so fast. And it's kind of sad in a way that that's going to happen to him like that, but my goodness. I mean, just a kid. Finally, the hard work. He was getting his chance at being a part of a group and immediately gets the knife stuck in his back. Extremely tough. But you would think that would affect him. It actually doesn't. He is so oblivious. He's like, man, they're just testing me. They're just making sure that I want it. And I want to be a part of this group. And he's not going down without a fight. So it sounds bad, but the way he's so oblivious to it and the way he is so just tunnel visioned in on being a part of the Collection of Perfection doesn't even phase him. Does not even phase him. Oh, okay, yeah, that was a comedy match. I just wanted to double check. So for the next matchup. Oh yeah, Don Fuji's still not ready to go. Yeah. Oh no, is it? Oh, how to Trinity Vegeta. Yeah, he's working elsewhere tonight. We're gonna have to change that match entirely then. So I got Lee Sue in the SATs. Basically, instead of seeing Shuji Kondo, like we're gonna see in the final show, we're gonna see Shogo Takagi here, which Amazing Red is gonna get the win. It's gonna beat Jay Briscoe. And that is some good shit there. As I just got to reply to extra quick. Oh, okay, there we go. As Milano in Tai Chi, Sakura Chikara, so that angle probably. As yeah, Igon Lisu SATs. Back to obviously that's not going to be the main. There we go. There we go. So now for this tag match, that's got to get changed. I'm still gonna assume Don Fuji. Oh no, he's back. Okay, he's back to 100%. Oh no. Okay, yeah, yes. I was thrown off. So with them, I mean, we could probably go with Machizuki and Doi. We could do that. But also Yoshino's not working because I don't want anybody getting hurt. That's kind of the main thing with that. We could go Jack and Roddy. Could very well do that. And Jack and Roddy versus Kudo and Zero. I don't hate that. Don't hate that. Yeah, they already had the match at the Legendary Gate. Might as well do another rematch here. Give them a little bit more time, obviously, about 12 minutes. I mean, actually, that will keep it at 11. And, yeah, we'll have, I'm trying to think. Should have Zero beat Roddy or have him beat Jack? Yeah, let's have him beat Jack. Why not? Yeah. Should be a good little match, though. Should be a good co-main. Okay, we already have a clean match. So that's good there. Good shit. Oh, Did it get added? Okay, there we go. Now it's added. Oh yeah, we gotta change their team name too. For the game, yeah, it's just Zero Ink Zero. Oh, yeah, because it's not capitalized. Zero and Kudo. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, just the. Oh, the R is capitalized, but that's okay. Oh, yep. Let's put that there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And actually, yeah, I knew something was off. Yeah, it's the R. There we go. All right, got it done. Perfect. Everything should flow together pretty nicely. I guess we could. Let's actually have this be regular match. And we'll have the Steal the Show match be that tag match. Because that is going to be a pretty good match. I think it's going to be better than that match. The trios match. Not going to be penalized. Good shit. 24 minutes, a long time. Long time. Yeah, let's cut this down to about 7. There we go. We're right at an even 60. Good shit. Let's run the show. 24 for the opening matchup. Yujiro does, in fact, beat Sakiko Machine with the Miami Shine. Sakiko Machine and Yujiro do not click. So that stunk. Plus, with the that awful way around to start it off, we got to get the crowd back into it. And then a 31 for a comedy match that the people aren't really interested in. The turn right on Ichikawa. And we've got to change him to Johnson, Florida. My goodness. All over the place with that one. But we'll just pretend that's Johnson, Florida. He's under the mask. We don't just blow the whole gimmick right here and there. But yes, he gets the one with the headbutt after they turn on him and double team him. Tough break for Ichikawa, but those are the breaks in the promo, which Ichikawa, we have him be off screen, but he probably should just be a non-speaking appearance, but that'll work. 49, here we go. It's still unclear on the crowd. That was designed to work the crowd. We probably shouldn't have, got the crowd back into it at least, so it actually kind of worked out that we inadvertently did that. Amazing Red gets the one with the code red. Again, the SAT team is just sensational. Clearly the better team, getting the job done there. Good shit. 59 for Gen Nex and Zero and Kudo. As Zero getting it done, beating Jack Evans with the countdown to 0. Again, Jack Evans and Zero doing the heavy lifting of this match, and even Roddy outperformed Kudo pretty well. He almost outperformed Zero with that chemistry boost. And then our main event, Ryo Saito and Shima. Shima wins with the swing in a 63. Good singles match, and he's punching his ticket to see who will be facing next. We find out at our next show. It's on to Primal Gate. We made it through the tour relatively unscathed. I'm just glad nobody got hurt. We've, again, just making a shit ton of money off merch, which is just crazy to me. But good on us. Good shit. And boy, though, as far as our first show of the year, and it's going to change the foundation of Dragon Gate. It really will, with how this show's going to play out. We'll talk about the ramifications once we get to the show and once we run it. But yeah, there's some big things happening. Oh boy, 969 and Suwama getting into it. Or Suwa, rather, not Suwama. But yeah, they get into it. They do, in fact, extend Josh Barnett. Crazy. Barcelona just going to keep on burning money. And yeah, on to Primal Gate. Alrighty, so the Primal Gate 2006 show has 8,000 people. They sell out in the Osaka Gymnasium. Hell of a crowd and a hell of a turnout for this show. And so we have a great opening matchup, too. Alex Shelley, Jack Evans, beating the Collection of Perfection as Tai Chi and BB Hawk losing here is Shelley with the shell shock onto BB Hawk. Of course, they were the better team. Tremendous stuff, though. And hell of a start. Hell of a fucking start. And yes, the mystery man, it is Katsuhiko Nakajima. boy, it's been a year in the making. Literally, he was planning to join in 2K, and now it's kind of a perfect time now that, Hayata Junior Vegeta's leaving him. So that's perfect. He comes in, fills in the spot, and he gets the win tonight. He beats Shingo Takagi. Massive win. Huge victory there. Still rusty, but I do like that it was still a 62, as far as that was awesome to see. Shima was, gimmicks getting stale, but obviously he's kind of coasting a little bit. He knows what's in stake for him and what's in store for him. He knows that he's sitting high on the hog, if you would want to use that, as far as for him. He's already got the number one contendership matchup. You could say he's got nothing to prove, and maybe that's why they lost, a bit of lapse of judgment. The trios match between the SAT and Aigon Lisu, as Aigon Lisu do in fact get the win. Shuji Kondo beats the Amazing Red. A hell of a win for Kondo. We really wanted to give them a massive victory, especially on a big show like this for the 8,000 people. Trying to help them out a little bit, but still, I mean, the SAT team is just insane. They are so good. And we see the Dead or Alive cage match. And it is, in fact, Kensuke is the one who's got to be the guy to surrender. He surrenders. Yeah, then that's the big thing. It's hard to put surrender like as a stipulation finish in the match, but that's pretty much what would have happened. We probably should have done maybe by submission instead of it being by pinfall, but that's the finish is this. Once, everyone's in the ring and all 8 people are involved, the match obviously it's the match, the Great Beyond match, if you will. So once they get going, Jinky Orguchi senses that the tide is turned to the Florida Express's way. They're rolling. They're a unique team that has a lot of great tag combinations. They're able to get shit done. And out of desperation, he grabs Akira Hokuto after he's acquired this bottle at ringside, and it's a bottle of Nair to help with the potential head shaving. Says he'll fucking do it. He starts a full blown hostage negotiation with Kensuke, and we're gonna have Akira Hokuto play it up, right? That she's crying, doesn't want to, begs Kensuke, please quit, please give up, surrender. And the Florida Express, the boys are just begging him, don't do it. You could still, don't worry, she could grow her hair back. We can't grow back the Florida Express type of thing. But finally, Kensuke, he the love of his life, he finally has broken out of the Florida Express kind of curse, the trance, if you will, of them, and he sees that what he's doing is ridiculous. He does in fact tap, and they embrace this Hokuto and Kensuke, and Jinky Orguchi reveals to the Florida Express that there was nothing in the bottle. Oh man, and they are just distraught. They are just, man, they pulled a fast one on them. No more Florida Express. Just like that. Tough break, but those are the breaks. And we see our next matchup, Saki Chikawa. He is back to his original gear, and boy, does it go terribly wrong. But at least the crowd's very hot for it, so yeah, he's maybe learned his lesson. That it's not worth it. That those guys are not in his best interest. But he's still going to battle with the Milano Collection 18. He does, in fact, lose that match, which is no surprise, as they do end up getting the submission win. Does Milano in 3 minutes. I do want to see Saki Chikawa kind of have some success at the beginning. A little bit of fire in there, and it's actually working. Shockingly, and the crowd's kind of like, oh my god, he might actually beat him. And then obviously, reality sets in. Milano cuts him off, and it turns into a beatdown. And he gets the AT lock and gets it done. So it actually sims the crowd a little bit, so that's not great. But they could use a breather for this main event, which is another cage match. But this one's a little different because you can win V escaped the cage for the first time, and that's exactly how this finish plays out. So we will see Shima do a Meteora off the top to take out Machizuki, leading Masato Yoshino to escape. As I do like that he holds Machizuki in place for the Meteor potentially. After he does this, Machizuki looks up and is like, oh my god, and Masato Yoshino, he's on his belly, holding his legs down. Maybe, using some extra leverage with the ropes or the buckle. That way, Machizuki can't escape and he gets hit with it. So down goes Machizuki, leading to Yoshihino to get the job done thanks to interference. We do have a new Dreamgate champion, albeit via shenanigans and not even via pinfall. So this is really to protect Machizuki in the biggest of ways, and I think it absolutely does. Tremendous stuff. And basically what's going to happen is we see a post-match interview here with Katsuya Ichikawa. This is mainly for the TV broadcast, because we end out the show with the actual match. But with Shima, Masato Yoshino, and Shima helping Masato Yoshino win, says it's better if he's going to beat anybody, he might as well, and maybe not even say beat. If he's going to face somebody, he wants to face the best of the best, and he knows Masato Yoshino's the better man. Sure, he might have helped him out tonight, but he just wanted an extra insurance policy. He wanted to make sure that for 1000%, Masato Yoshino was going to get the job done. And now double champ Masato Yoshino and Katsuya Ichikawa ask him what's next for him. Is he going to be a part of the tournament? Is he going to vacate the belt? Is he going to double champ it up? And he says that's exactly the plan, to double champ it up. He says that he could go involved and be a part of that Open the Brave Gate tournament. He did, in fact, get very close to winning it all. He swept the block, but he didn't win it all. So maybe he wants to actually win the tournament this time around. Or he'll let those guys battle it out and he can rest and recover after the grueling cage match and the grueling tour and be ready to go. It says that he's got all the power here in Dragon Gate, holding both belts, and double champ Masato Yoshino. My goodness, what a run he's going to potentially have in 2006. But the biggest thing for Shima is for Ichikawa to tell him that he's gotten word in his earpiece that they have announced already that Open the Brave Gate, the final show, they will have a singles matchup between Shima, Machizuki, and with Machizuki and Shima, the winner will determine who actually gets the title match first. Will it be, because Shima will still get one, but he might have to wait a little bit, or Machizuki can jump the line. Either way, it's a major singles matchup, and it gives a potential rematch for Yoshihino and, of course, Machizuki. So we end the show with that big announcement of that main event, potentially. Could be the potential main event, or the main event's going to be, of course, an Open the Brave Gate finals matchup. So with the Dead or Alive finish, obviously the death of the Florida Express, at which we did increase our popularity by 8 regions, so that was great, and the show benefited from having a wide variety of angles, which some of them were not really all that different. Really, the Dead or Alive cage match finish, that was the big thing. Of course, but we had a backstage interview, we had a whole bunch of shit. But obviously that main event delivered in a big way. With the death of the Florida Express, it really ushers in this new era of Dragon Gate, and that is getting away from the comedy. Not that I'm opposed to it, it's just I think the roster, the way TEW kind of works, it makes it a little bit more repetitive than it really is in real life. But also around this time, the Florida Express had kind of ran its course too, so that works for us in general. But my goodness, though, Masaki Machizuki, hell of a run. A full year, and he doesn't even really get pinned to lose the belt. Pretty great shit for him. Big hug for Kinskade for putting over Jinkei Horiguchi like that, though. That was crazy for him to do that. And then, obviously, Masato Yoshino, you're the man. It's your ball. It's up to him to run with it. My goodness, we made so much money off of ticket sales. Oh my goodness. $144,000. Crazy. We increased our popularity almost at 60% in Kansai. That is perfect. If we can get to that level, we will be just sitting perfectly. If we can get out of small, that would be perfect for us. If we can get to medium, that would be a major, major coup for us. It is going to be tough, though. I will say that it is going to be tough. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we did. We did, in fact, grow. So perfect. That works out exactly for us. We have risen to medium. We were going to sign the disco machine potentially, but after the change, we're good to go. Good to go. As yeah, I think we're all squared away. Yeah, good stuff. And we'll catch you guys next time for the Open the Brave Gate tournament, as we will see Will Yoshihino, in fact, go into that tournament, or will he be a coward and hang out with the rest of the non-Open the Brave Gate guys? Because again, he is on a ticking time bomb with that championship. He's at 25 right now. As far as I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know when his birthday is. I believe. Oh, it says it in the fucking thing. I think it does, at least. Sometimes it does. Yeah, July. Perfect. So, yeah, he's got till then to have that belt. So, I mean, realistically, he could vacate it, or he could be a man, participate in the tournament, and see if he can get the job done this time around. Since, again, to remind everybody, he. Oh, yeah, I thought he swept the block. He did not actually sweep the block. He lost to Naruki Doi. So that was crazy. And then, of course, for him, Doi won the tournament as well. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. He had swept the block up until that point because it was between those two men in the finals. Yeah, that's what it was. Now I remember. So, perfect. Absolutely perfect. If he does, in fact, choose that, we'll see. As thank you all for watching. Glad to be back in TW9, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.